Hi everyone, this is Sky Highway Vintage Toys, and today's topic is the early 90s fad, Pogs. Pogs are little cardboard discs with pictures on them, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. In this video, I'm going to discuss the rise and fall of Pogs, the weirdest parts of the fad, and more. Before they were known as Pogs, they were known as milk caps, because that's exactly what they were. The cardboard caps used to seal bottles of milk. Milk caps were originally collected in Hawaii, dating back to the 1920s, but were repopularized in the 90s by paper Pog, or passion fruit orange guava, caps. The credit for the 90s resurgence of milk caps often goes to Blossom Galbiso, a schoolteacher who used Pogs as part of their math lessons. The game blew up in Hawaii, and the manufacturer for the caps began to mass-produce them. It wasn't long before the caps hit the mainland. The World Pog Federation was founded to capitalize on the fad, and the caps lost their staple and wax coating and were printed with different designs and logos to give them a collectible aspect. Of course, any fad has its imitators, Pogs being no exception. For the late 90s, the market was oversaturated and collapsed on itself. So, how do you play Pogs anyway? Pogs is an easy game to learn, but a hard one to master, and the only path to victory is hours of practice, or owning one of these. As you can probably tell, Pogs was a flawed game. The slammer, a heavy plastic or metal piece, is slammed onto a stack of Pogs with the intention of flipping over as many as possible. Whoever flips over the largest percentage of the pile wins, and if you're playing for keeps, the winner takes the whole stack. Obviously, there are several problems with the keeps aspect of the game, with uneven slammers being one of them. There was a much bigger problem with keeps, however, one that resulted in Pogs being banned. Pogs is a kids game, and adults weren't too happy about the gambling aspect of it. Kids apparently weren't too happy about it either, and the game was banned in many schools after fights broke out over lost caps. Of course, Pogs' illegal nature likely strengthened the popularity with kids. Pogs were big enough to get stores dedicated to them, tournaments built around them, and documentaries made about them, but we'll talk about that later. Since they were nothing more than colorful cardboard circles, everyone wanted to get in on the action and make their own. There were mass-produced generic caps, which are very common today and often feature a combination of skulls, 8 balls, yin-yangs, and the word poison. Some caps were made with legitimate effort, like slugs, or by bigger companies like these Simpsons ones. These are less common than the poisons, but aren't nearly as rare as the next tier down, homemade Pogs. Small companies popped up to try their hand at the Pog market, and in my opinion, these are the best kind of Pogs. Virtually any eBay lot with Pogs in them will have something that falls into this category, and they're always a blast to see. Kids commonly stored Pogs and slammers in large tubes, but higher class options were available, like these Pog sleeves. And about the Pog documentary I mentioned earlier, it's linked in the description, and I'd highly recommend you watch it once this video is over. It really can't be described. All I can say is that it may be the best video on YouTube. I'm not kidding. About Pogs today. They're a dime a dozen on eBay, although it's harder than it should be to get a fair price on some of the genuine Pogs. Official slammers are also elusive. However, since you don't need the real deals to play the game, in fact, it's better to play with generics so you don't damage your pristine official Pogs, picking up the cheapest lot on eBay is a good plan for new players. I'd actually recommend playing the game. I find it quite fun and have played with my friends on multiple occasions. That's it, and thanks for watching.